Hi everyone, welcome to Life Encounters and Growing Pains. If you are new, we welcome you. If you are returning, I welcome you as well. Please, at the end of this video, put a comment below telling us how you are liking this video or if it's helping you. Hit the like button, something so we can get these videos and this encouragement out to people, because it's you are going to be the ones to make it possible. All I could do is come here and bring the encouragement and information to you, but actually it's up to you how fast this channel grows, right? So I just put it in your hands with complete trust that we can get this channel to grow at a good pace, right? Okay, last week I promised you that we would be talking about strategies to figure out how to believe in yourself in the toughest times. So, especially in the world we live in, there is a lot of tough times, right? And so we need to have our confidence. We need to believe in ourselves, especially through those toughest times, because it seems like during those toughest times is like when we feel the weakest, or at least that I feel the weakest, right? So we need to figure out, how do we believe in ourselves through those toughest times? So before we begin, I'm going to set this off with a quote by Bob Marley. I'm sure you've seen it on social media. And I really want this, I'm hoping that this will really resonate with you about believing in yourself, right? You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. Okay, with that in mind, how do we be strong? How do we be strong? It all starts with our mind, right? Our mind, our perspective, our mindset, right? We need to have I will not be defeated mindset. We need to have a mindset of just because we stumble doesn't mean we failed. We need to have just different types of mindsets to all of a sudden I got lost in what I was saying. Your mindset will determine your level of success, right? We need to have a level of success somehow, some way. We need to have a level of success. And how that is gauged is, it's everybody's different, right? Somebody's success could be perhaps earning X amount of dollars, and maybe your success has nothing to do with money, right? Maybe your success perhaps has something to do with healthy relationships, right? So we have to have a mindset, and that mindset, which needs to be a positive mindset, like a moving mindset, right? Because we can't just stand still. So your mindset has to determine the level of success, right? Okay, a positive mindset can empower you to abolish hurdles before they come too challenging. So what does that even mean? That means being prepared, being equipped, having the right mindset. Because if we already know we are not going to get defeated, if we already know that if we stumble, we're not failures, if we already know what is to come, then we will not be stumbled, right? So what we need to do is, thank you very much, Donovan. What we need to do, it may be difficult to believe in ourselves and everything around us seems to be crumbling to pieces, but keeping faith, only way to get through hard times and see yourself to be better, to have better days, right? So I know a lot of people are not faith-based, and I understand that. And I've also been to like AA meetings, NA meetings. I've been to all these different types of groups and meetings. And what have I heard in the past? They're like, whatever your higher power is, right? Whatever your higher power is, then if that gets you through whatever it is, then that is what you need to utilize, right? However, for me, it's a little different, but for some people, you can, whatever your higher power is. I'm not here to judge. I am not here to criticize anybody. We do not do this on this channel. So what we need to do is have faith and that things will get better, right? Have that positive mindset, have that determination. And you know what? We also need to be relentless with it. We just can't be like, oh, it'll get better. And then, right? Not only do we have to know it's going to get better, we need to have our actions to follow it. We need to be relentless with it, because you know what? Toughest times are relentless with us, right? The world is full of toughest times. So we need to be relentless, just like the toughest times are relentless in our lives, right? It seems like you're doing great, bam, and then you're down. Then you get up because you're relentless, but then you bam, and then you're down again. You're like, man, right? But you get back up. Why? Because you're relentless. You have faith. You're a warrior. You're a soldier, right? You get back up. So that all starts with your mindset. So you have to have that mindset. And might I say, for me, it took a while to grow that mindset, right? It took a while. It's not like, okay, I figured it out at the age of 12, right? It took a while. It took experiences. It took being knocked down. It took being beat. It took a lot, right? Living out of my car. It took everything. Going back to that phrase, you never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. Sometimes that only choice you have being strong is like, it's almost every day. Because some of us don't live life, some of us survive life, right? So we learn, the ones that survive life on a daily basis, we learn, from my experience, only my talk, we learn how quickly to have that relentless attitude. We learn quickly how to be that warrior, that soldier, that whatever, right? Because we will not be defeated. So, my friends, if you're the one that are not like that, that's okay. We're here to help you. We're here to hold your hand. If you are not relentless, just keep tuning in, and I'll give you tips and tricks on how to be relentless, mentally and physically. Okay? Okay, try these strategies to help you remain steadfast when you're feeling the pressure of tough times. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Reflect on the past. You're like, what does that have anything to do with today and my tough time today? Because I guarantee you, you did not get to the age that you are, whatever age it is, without going through some kind of tough time. And you know what? And here you are today in 2022. So if you can reflect back on that achievement, on that mindset of being determined, if you can reflect back on that, you will be able to glean power, glean strength, glean strategies, right? On how to get through the current hard time that you're going through. Does that resonate with you? I'm hoping that it really does. And like I said, if you have any questions or comments, just leave them below. Okay. So, in the meantime, we need to think about our past and what we've been through already. Because you know what? We can make it through. I've been through over 13 years, 15 years, something like that, domestic violence. And it seems like almost anything now that comes my way, it's like, if I can get through all that, this is a cakewalk. You perhaps heard that on a previous video of mine, right? It's just a cakewalk because I've been through so much, right? If you've been homeless, then living in a shanty is a cakewalk, right? Because you've been homeless, right? Or like my car that leaked however much oil, right? But I was grateful. But driving that kind of vehicle, that, jalopy, made me be able to, be humble too, right? Okay. Reflect on the past. Okay. In some situations, you will be able to figure out solutions by adapting them to fit your current situation. Other times, you'll be able to learn what not to do from the past trials and tribulations. What not to do. What kind of things do we not do? Well, for me, like overly drinking, right? Because when I overly drink, I make poor choices. So that would be one. Do not ignore red flags. Do not ignore your gut instinct, right? So those are the types of things that we learn as our journey in life, right? To get through these hard times, we learn those things. So now, since if we're in a hard time in life and we see a red flag, we recognize one, we need to heed it, right? If our gut instinct is telling us go left and you decide to go right, see, we need to go wherever our instinct tells us. If we are told to pause and stop, hold up, then we need not to move forward, right? Okay. The past needn't dictate your future. It's possible to reflect without working up old unresolved feelings. This is a positive exercise. If you begin to feel negative emotions, move on to another technique. Does that make sense? Because if we start feeling uneasy, our focus will get off the solutions of what we need to be doing right now, right? And then we'll be in like having flashbacks and all these emotions, and it'll convolute our thinking, our clear thinking, because when we're in tough times, we need absolute thinking. We need clear thinking. We need quick thinking. But if we are too caught up in these feelings from this old tactic, then perhaps it is better, right, to figure out a different strategy or try a different tactic, right, to get through these hard times. Okay, act immediately. Whew. Sometimes this is hard, right, because we want to ponder on it, which way's the best way, what's this, what's that, or maybe we just don't want to face things. Sometimes things are too hard and we just don't want to face them, right? So we procrastinate, we minimize, we put our head in the sand, we go drinking, we go partying, right? Self-medicate instead of trying to get through these hard times. So instead of doing all that, we need to recognize that for what it's worth, right? Our negative strategies, if you will, that we need to act immediately. Anything that interferes with us acting immediately, we need to recognize that and cut that out. Okay? Because the sooner we can start acting toward a solution, the sooner there will no longer be a problem, right? Okay. Rather than retreating into your personal cocoon when a situation becomes intimidating, address it immediately. The longer you allow a situation to sit without attention, the more urgent it will become. A perfect example is debt. Yeah, right? Debt. That is a perfect example. Next thing you know, you got a bill. And forget the bill. Then your bill become a red bill, which is your final bill. Forget that bill. Next thing you know, your check's getting garnished. You're like, oh, right? And you could have avoided it, right? So immediate action was required. Okay. Avoid concerning yourself with urgency by creating a proactive plan. So instead of being overly urgent about things, we need to be proactive. We need to be equipped and we need to be prepared, right? Equipped and prepared. Or like when I was in domestic violence, I always called it Plan B or Plan C, right? Because you just never know how many, or when you're homeless, you have more than one plan because plans have a tendency to fall through, right? And so instead of having an urgency about it, you could be a little bit more at ease, calm, clear-minded. If, okay, plan A didn't fall through, that's just fine, right? I put a little money away over here. I got this over here. I got this going on over there. See? And that takes away the urgency feeling, right? But we still want you to act immediately, but we just don't want you to get stuck with that urgency feeling. Does that make sense? Okay. Ooh, this is a hard, for me, this was hard to swallow, right? But we're adults and we got to learn responsibility, right? Only you can be the source of a solution. Have you ever heard the phrase, I didn't hear it until like, a few years ago, not my monkeys, not my circus, right? But in this one, they are our monkeys, they are our circus. We just can't give it to somebody else, and because they would be like, it's not my monkeys, it's not my circus, right? So only we can be the source of the solution for our own problems. That's part of being an adult, right? I know it sucks. However, here we are, adulthood, right? You are in charge of managing your life and ensuring its success. Here, let me read that again because I feel that there's a lot of people out there that may not agree with me. You are in charge of managing your life and ensuring its success. Take pride in this power. Take pride in your power of be in control of your life. How many of us have been out of control with our life? Whether it be addiction, domestic violence, some kind of whatever, right? Situation. Perhaps we didn't even have control over, right? So it feels good to regain the strength and the power of our own life, right? So we need to take pride in that. Protect it, right? Okay. We don't want it to give it to somebody else to say, you deal with this trial and tribulation over here, this hard time over here, right? We need to take pride in it, and we need to address our hard times head on, right? Okay. Now, it says, your life is what you make it. Your life is what you make it. And you can use your power to start off on the right foot each and every day. Absolutely. Us just setting our alarm and getting out of bed and to head to work or to head for a productive day or to achieve some goals or raise our children, right? Take a bath, right? That's productive. That we have the ability to put our foot down in the morning and go in the right direction. Okay. Believe it. You will make it through it. You found your way out of tough situations before. Remember how I was talking about your past, right? This is where you think about it. You're like, okay, I believe it because I have the ability to do it. Even though I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it, right? But you have the ability. You have the creativity. You have the know-how. You have the drive. You have the determination. That's more than half the battle right there, my friend. Just saying, just saying. You will make it through. You found your way out of tougher situations before. You'll do it now, and you'll do it again, and you'll do it again sometime in the future. Because like I said, life is relentless with trials and tribulations and hard moments, right? It's like they constantly knock on our door. It's like what gives, right? So we can become really good at like getting through these. Don't let them beat you down, right? Okay. There is always a way to get your head above water, always. You'll get better at once you gain experience. Like I said, I feel that versus when I was a teenager versus now being in my 40s, right? I feel that, yeah, I've gained experience, right? I have the know-how. How many times do you look at your mom or your dad and you're like, how'd you know that? That, my friend, is called experience, right? Okay. Let's see. We all need supporters. Some of us don't have very many supporters, and that's okay. You don't need a lot of supporters. Really, you don't. Okay? But just know that I'm here supporting you. You may have a few friends that do support you, or your wife or your husband that support you. Your children, they are your number one fans, right? They support you. They need you. They rely on you to make sure, right, that you get through these hard times, and you protect them along the way, right? So You do have fan base supporters. Chances are that no one doubts your ability to the way you do. We all doubt ourselves, and that's a ugly thing that rears its head in life a lot, is doubt. And we, like I mentioned before, we just need to root that doubt out, root that fear out, right? And gain momentum and go forward. Okay. Let's see. It says, now is good of a time as any to show yourself what you're made of. Confirm to yourself that you're as strong and tenacious as you suspect yourself to be. Let's say you don't have anybody next to you right now saying, hey, you can do this. Don't worry. You know why? Because you can do this. You tell yourself. If you don't have nobody next to you saying that, then you tell yourself that you can do this. And you know what? And it's okay to talk to yourself. It truly is. You are rooting yourself on, because why? You're going in a positive manner, right? You're going in a positive manner. That's healthy. So even if you're the only one telling yourself, that's okay, and that's normal. Okay. Everyone encounters hard times. It's simple and it's part of life, and a major part of how you will address these hard times is dependent on your mindset and your ability to believe in yourself. So I really want you to believe in yourself. And if you have to write down your strengths, go ahead. If you have to look back, like we mentioned in a different video, if you need to write down all your previous achievements and successes to gain strength from that, if you have to say a prayer or turn to your higher power to do so, then do that. Do the positive necessary things, right, to start believing in yourself. I don't care if you have to look in the mirror 10 times a day and tell yourself, I can do this. Okay. I'm not beating you up. I swear I'm not beating you up. I'm encouraging you. I'm cheering you on, because why? You are worth it, and I want you to be the best you in 2022. It says, if you allow your mindset to shift into negative territory, you'll end up with negative results. Positive thinking, positive life. That's all I can say. Positive thinking, positive life. Truly, people, if I think sometimes we overthink things, right? And sometimes simple is better and simple is more, right? So, positive thinking, positive life. Okay. So, despite what the world has coming, right? At you, just believe in yourself. I believe in you. I know you can do this. You got this. You really do. Like I said, you did not make it to your age without learning, growing, growth. Yeah, strong, being strong. Exactly. Okay. Next video, I wanted to talk about more strategies. It says, strategies to overcome failures to reach our success. So that's what I want to talk to you about next video. Strategies to overcome failures to reach our success. And I'm just so proud of you. Thank you for coming on today. Please share this video with your friends and family. Please like, comment. If there's any other topics that you would like us to discuss, we can do that. We talk on this channel. We talk about hard things, real things, and it's audience-based, so your input is always welcome. And we will see you on the next video. Thank you for coming and watching Life in Counts and Growing Pains. You have a good evening.